give yourself a clap because we are a very small church, very few people. Sometimes we don't, actually, we are just now looking like we are filling up so much. But numbers don't mean anything. God will still bless us even when we are few. But we don't mind the church filling up, but we want to say that God respects big numbers and small numbers. And he still blesses us the way we are. So we started with that. So as far as expenses are concerned, when you see rent, that takes a bulk of what we receive. So the whole for the year 2025, we spent $22,518 just to lease this place. So we normally pay $16.99 every month. So that's why we see that figure. This for praise and worship, we spent $3,800, and when we say praise and worship is where we have Israel coming to play the equipment, or other people that we've had before when Israel was not here. That's the amount we have spent. And that's for every Sunday. So we count that and sometimes whenever he had commitment, he's had commitment like in the past where we went to for a mission. So that one we don't forget to spend, but every time that he's here, we make sure that he gets compensated for the good work. And you will agree with me that the service feels better when that equipment, when the music is going and we are praising like the way we sang today. It was beautiful, and it has a positive impact. The other thing was missions. In missions, we spent $5,961. And when we talk about missions, this is where we have like outreach programs, like when we've had like men's retreats, when we've had, we used to have like a fellowship with the youth, and we would buy food. And the other thing is we've contributed some amount for pastors. When pastors come in here and speak to us, guest pastors, we also support them for the work that they are doing. So all that money there was for $5,961. So we're counting all that as a visiting pastors like the bishop. We had a bishop here come one time. Who else did we have? We've had about 3 pastors. The pastor from Ohio, very nice gentleman, I remember, the black pastor, I just want to say that. Good. So that's the money we've spent. For church equipment, we spent about $1,166 for buying of the mics. We were blessed that we already had this equipment that we use here. If I can go a little bit back, God had a plan for those equipments. My son used to be in the band, Collins, and a group of kids, and I even have more equipment. If there's a guitar player, we have some other stuff that are in storage. So. and I was able to.
Sorry for interruption.
Sorry.
It's our brother who donated these equipment to the church. Let's appreciate it. I know he may not say that about himself.
So we didn't have to buy that. So we procured that, and I said I didn't want those equipments to just get lost. Keep them, and maybe one day they will find work for them. And sure enough, we do enjoy this equipment. So that is not in that number. This is just the mics like that, what the pastors wears on his body, that his mics that we are holding, and a few other things, miscellaneous things that we are going to be able to broadcast or rather to communicate to church members. Then we started giving pastor some allowance. He's very kind that he has done a whole lot of things by himself using his money, going to places where he goes and does God's work, preaching, attending other ministries, even out of state. But that year we only spent $1,700 on him. And a part of that is when he went to Kenya, where he had a ministry where they were opening a well. They were dedicating a well and kind of launching it. And so we sponsored, we contributed to that. Okay, that's about the $1,700. Then on benevolence, this church, as small as it is, has done wonderful things in the community. We spent 5,312. A part of these funds are where we helped different individuals who attend and some who do not attend but are part of our community be able to cope with circumstances like when we've had losses. Our church always contributes for that. We've contributed to people who have lost their loved ones. We've contributed money to individuals who didn't have cars and now they do have. Because of your generosity and because of your love, you have enabled people to be on 4 wheels instead of walking. So praise God and thank, and clap yourself, give yourself up for that. You've been there when families are grieving. You've been there when you hear that there is a challenge in the family going on and you've contributed. So all that amount is included there. As of the 31st of 2025, we had 15,267 in the bank. Okay? And the total, did I give the total expense? The total expense. Yes, the total expense. I'll get that number. That should be the total of this. It was around 40,000. It was around 40,300. Yeah, I think I made it that because that's how much we spent. So we received 369, but we were able to get, we spent 40,000 and plus 300. So currently, the bank balance that we have, the total income for this year, whatever we have received to date from January up to until last Sunday, has been $6,291. The total expenses to date for this year, that's the 2 months, still in February is not over, it's 5,498. So currently the bank balance is $16,229. So I can confess, and I'm a witness, that any money that is ever spent, even if it's $5, I always get a call and say, oh, we went to a Walmart and we did this. So there is very good transparency that every dollar that is spent, it's accounted for. There is that transparency. And all I can say, and I know Pastor will speak more on this, is that you guys have done a good job of supporting the church and believing in the ministry and what God is doing in this church. And so I commend you, and I pray that next year we will do more exploits. That the results will even be better, that we'll be able to reach more people, that we'll be able to encourage more people to join us. And we want to also make sure that this kind of transparency is maintained. I was telling my wife that, and I'm not bragging, I'm not trying to say that we are better. I've never gone to a church where we speak about money. Mostly what I hear is we give, but it's never in black and white there briefly that, hey, this is how much we have. And so I think it's a good step. The more transparent we are, we can be able to come back and say, we are missing something somewhere. Can we do better here? That way we can be able to meet this need. So, and I think you keep people in light, even you're able to get the support you need. And we all of us can be able to support this ministry and do what we do for God. Okay? And I apologize for that amount that is missing. That was a me. Yeah, but
I always stress to you, I had it in another account. I had sent to you another one, a more polished one.
okay.
So we can share it with the data.
Okay, all right. Okay, God bless you. Thank you so much.
Any question or any suggestion or any issue that you may say, I want a clarification. I know he gave out an overview, but you may want maybe some detail that you're like, what was this? Please feel free. This is business, yes.
I know a lot of us love what happens next when we leave this room. I'm just wondering if the time and materials to make mandazis and the fruit and everything was also captured there.
No, that is not captured there. Thank you so much for that question. Thank you. There is a little, there are little things that we have spent some time, like some waters and stuff like that. That sometimes Pastor Ann will buy, and then we will fund that. But the tea and the mandazis, that is usually from our own people, and there are people, and that's great for the people who do that. And the fruits, yeah, there are people who do that every Sunday, who will bring tea, who will bring mandazi faithfully, and the fruits. Yeah, that's a very good question. Thank you.
Thank you for asking that question, because I also wanted to clarify that we have petty cash expenses that sometimes we need water, but the faithfulness of this congregation, these women we're looking at, they are amazing. They have been providing the mandazis, they get it out of their pocket, the many little things, all the decorations you see here, everything little you see, it is just the love. And so we thank you so much. And we can continue like that. I know we can dip in the church expense, but people have been faithful, and we appreciate your faithfulness. The food we eat here, people cook it in their homes and bring it. And so I may say, let's continue doing that. And thank you so much, Chairman and our brother Treasurer. You do an amazing job. And Mr. Njoroge does not stand in the way. If something needs to be done, it is done. So God bless you for being
Amen.
here.
And I found the figure here. The figure is we spent 40,457. I think when I was doing my summary, I didn't include it there, so I have it on the sheet.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would like to encourage is, if you give cash, please make sure you write your name on the envelope. That way we can be able to account for the money that is given. We don't take anything for granted, whether it's $5 or whatever you give, just write it down. That way we can include all that, okay? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I know finances are very major, and as you say, sometimes churches want to just hide about, but we want to be transparent. And I want to say that between me, Pastor, and Brother Charles, whenever money is going to be spent, even when, for example, we are giving to that benevolence, the pastor never makes that decision by himself. He will call Charles and me. Can we do this, or what do you think? Sometimes it is me who will suggest, and then be like, oh, I was thinking about, or whatever. But we have always agreed. And if we say let's lower it, let's raise it, it's really according, because they know the monies and all that. So thank you so much. Any other question, suggestion, feeling, whatever?
You touched on that benevolence, like when you have to help. Would it be easier, let's say, whether the three of you or the church, come up with a number? In other words, let's say, if it's a member of the church, you may say, this number, we need that. When it's somebody outside the church, maybe use this number.
Mhm.
That way, at least, he's not having to call you, or he may be out of town, and things happen.
True, so true.
So that
So
way,
true.
at the end, you don't have to say, I thought this was.
So true. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I think we started, and it worked. We've always been given the 500 for members of the church, so it has become like a standard. Now we've become like, we know it's, and we don't even ask anymore. But at the beginning, we used to because again, we also look at the finances, how they look like. But God has been gracious. We have been able to do that 500. But there are now sometimes when we need money to raise, like a little money, like when we did to raise for Israel's trouble, that gift offering, or like once in a while, the thing that we have done for our brother, other things like that. So that will give an offering here, and then we can say the church can top up with 200 or something like that. Yeah, but that's a very good point. Just so that we can establish as we go on, as maybe God blesses us with more, we can be able to say, when it comes to this person, we can do this. Yeah. Thank you so much. Any other? Please feel free. Because this is the main part. This is the only part where I know questions may arise. When it comes to the pastor's report, it's really just giving a report. So please feel free, and never feel like you're an outsider. This is your congregation. The fact that you're here means it's your congregation, and you want to be, yeah. Awesome. That, yes, yes, ma'am.
Just a suggestion,
Yes, ma'am.
as we grow
Mhm.
in number, it would be just something to look at. Some people might want their contribution statements
Mhm.
for tax purposes.
Mhm.
So maybe in the near future, maybe that's something to think about.
They're already there, by the way.
Oh.
We have them. We have them. In fact, they were given, if you don't have yours for last year, see Charles, see Charles. Yeah, we have that.
Envelopes that are still.
Yeah, he has been carrying those envelopes, everywhere he's been going and dishing them out like candy. So.
Actually, that's
And you thought it was a taking they are still here, by the way. Yeah, that's a very good point. You see, you're seeing even.
I haven't been to church in a while.
You see, that's the thing. Yeah, now that you're here, feel free. They're all here. I received mine. I'm sure that people have received theirs. And that's why he's saying, write your name if you don't mind. You could use an envelope to give and just put it there. Just to acknowledge that you did. But if you also still want to give anonymously, it's still okay. There's no.
And I think I still have more because I went all the way to up to $10. If you gave only $10 in the, I still made that, I still printed it out, just, there's nothing small or big, so, of course, we want it big. Okay, but I didn't say, oh, it's $5, I'm not gonna, no, I put it there, so I give you that statement. Make sure that your money is accounted for, you're giving.
Yeah, and we always have envelopes at the back, so that if you want to give by cash and you want to put it there, good. Also, I know the pizzas are here and they're getting cold, so Pastor, if you want to remain popular, don't take too long, especially because I know some people will be looking at the pizza getting cold. Yeah, so, feel free. You
Marlene, can I say something before he starts?
Yes, please.
So I do a lot of community work, right? And I know, how much time and energy is devoted. And the church is definitely different, but I think I'd like to propose for a consideration through prayer to see if we can mandate a certain amount to be given to the pastor and other servants in the church on a constant basis, rather than supporting maybe them in activities once in a while, do something that's more or less like a servant.
It's a very good point. But let me report that what we did, and we just made, me and Charles and I, that's me and Charles, including Charles and I, we consulted and we are broadening the board. We are going to be incorporating a few more people in that decision making. Sometimes we just thought, instead of looking for some money once in a while to give to pastor, and I know he runs all over the city. So we proposed a $500 sort of stipend, and I think you saw pastor's allowance there. We said it sometimes later in the year, as we saw our finances could sustain. So we have been doing that from that time, so that we don't have to because I could hear he's all over the place. He's this place, all over the town. So we give him $500 a month for that. And I think that's enough for at least for now, without us, the other people, whatever, because he's the one who runs around a lot. So that's a very good point. But if finances allow later on, we can make it higher or whatever other things we may want to do. But for now, because also sometimes even Pastor Ann, the catering they do in their house, they always having guests all over. So we as the church grows, we'll do that. But that's a very good point. Yeah, and let's still feel free to respond to that too, if you feel like, yeah.
My last question. I know, Charles, you showed how much we have in the bank right now. From that, or do we have a pot somewhere where we put in a little bit of money, because we know we'd like to move out of this place at some point. When that time comes, we'll need some money. So are we putting something aside for that future need? Not maybe, I'm just asking general, not looking at you, okay?
Maybe if I may answer that, and I will bring that in my short report here. That's a great question, Brother Fred. It is actually, even yesterday, I had gone to a place to look for a plot that was on sale, but the amount made me say, let me continue praying. But you are right. As Marim has said, we are just within the next 2 or 3 months, we will be also enlarging our board. But what happens before we put other people in the board, we have to pray about it. We have to talk to them also so that they accept the responsibility. So we'll be enlarging the elders board, and we'll also be having a development committee, which will actually be given that assignment. But it is part of my short report here that we are desiring to grow in that area. That's a very good point. And I would also say, let me be a little more local here a little bit. For those who are, we will come to a place where we have a membership drive whereby we will actually encourage you to now consider registering yourself as a member, because it is also good, whether you are present or not. If God has helped you to see this as your home church, we will give you that opportunity. And in that way, just for clarity, now you can have access, even a report like that can be emailed to you. I'm not saying it is not available to everybody, but it is, as much as it is public, it is only for church members. Does that make sense? That's why we are streaming this through Zoom, our church Zoom meeting, not through YouTube. Because so that you understand that, so those members who did not come today, they have a chance to go to YouTube and see what we are doing. So we will not do that today, but somewhere in the near future, we will be encouraging you to see that. So, but I can say we are in February now. Are we February?
Yes.
I think within the next 2-3 months, we will be launching a leadership team which will be more broad-based. We were just waiting to broad, that is a very controversial statement. That has nothing to do with Kenyan politics. So, but anyway, so thank you so much, Fred. Any other question about finances? Please feel free to ask Charles. Feel free to ask the chairman. And again, can we also appreciate Charles for a good work? He done a good job. Thank you very much. Together with our brother chairman, who you know, Frank has a title of chairman even before he came to church here. So he just continued in that office. So we are very grateful. And I cannot thank you now. I'll just be quick here so that I'm actually going to read my report in a moment. So I want to start by, I want to say that our journey began with prayer. Praying that God would lead and speak and enable us to act this place and His purpose. And I want to start by thanking each of you for being here today. We cannot be Grace Connect Chapel without you. It is because of you that we are, and it is also because of you that we will continue. As Paul says to the Philippians, you are my joy and my crown. We feel very grateful for you. For those of you getting to know us, because I also felt it's good to know who we are. My wife and I started ministry actually in 1988. That's some of you are not born. In 1994, which is about 32 years ago when we got married, I was actually, even in my wedding card, I was Pastor Timothy. So I've been a pastor for a few years. And for the last 32 years, we have been serving the Lord. We have done outreach, we have planted churches, we have also taught in Bible school, held couples meetings, and the list continues. But the greatest joy in our life is to see people coming to Jesus. So I'm not saying this to brag about my history, but I just want you to know this was not just something that came out of the blues. I am a pastor, and I came here. One of the things that brought me to Austin is that we would start a church. And we also appreciate also becoming a family of faith together. And I want to give a shout to all the groups in the church, beginning with the mothers who have been applauded, the youth that have done an amazing job. I just love the spirit of service in this church because everyone is available, from the people who put the signs, from the mamas who bring the mandazis, from the children who come and eat it. And all of us, I'm just teasing here. But also, we thank God for every one of you. And as quoted, there's a quote I wanted to quote actually from Mzee Wilson Cheu. And I had to call him yesterday and we had a nice conversation. He said, when you see cows coming home with calves, or coming with calves, they are coming home. But when you see a cow coming alone, they are going away. That's what he said. And I have to get that from him. So one of the things I love is that we also have children in this church. We have young people in this church, and that's something we cannot take for granted. We recognize that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Wazes that we are here, but I want to say we are so proud of the children, and I can tell you together as the leaders, we are grateful. And as I said earlier, this is a place to serve, and I pray that the Spirit of Jesus in Mark 10:45 that says he did not come to serve, to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. It is also a place to be encouraged. We don't come to church because we are in good shape. If anything, on the contrary, we are here to receive from him who knows our souls and the circumstances of our life. As Jesus taught, it is not those who are whole who need a physician, but those who are sick. And at Grace Connect, we are here to support you. If you allow us into your space, we will love you and we will be there for you. If you have pain or you are struggling in any area, you are in good company, because all of us at some point or another have been through those moments. And together with each other, we seek to create a space of hope, a place of where hope is started, and hopefully a place where you feel safe, and a place where before you leave these doors, you have a reason to see life's opportunity with hope, and we are glad that you will be encouraged to be a part of this community. It is also a place to invest in the life of others. So as we have been told here, your giving has been amazing. I'm very grateful for your giving, and as you see, we have paid our rent, we have the needed supplies, and we also have some seed money, I could call it seed money, we can use towards our investment, as I'll be talking here in future. I am especially grateful for your support for those needing help and benevolence. And last year, actually, in case some of you are not aware, because of this Grace Community, Grace Connect Chapel, this community of Grace Connect Chapel, other than the giving that has been told here, there are 4 individuals who are driving cars right now because of this church. Can you give a clap to the Lord? Just last year, and I don't want to give names. Some were given through the church, others are individual members of the church who gave people they saw that are needed. So other than that, if we were to put that in the church account in terms of money, that is also something that could top up to something more, but that is not our goal. Our goal is not to brag about that, but I just wanted you to see that has been done. I also wanted to mention something because it's very important. Our affiliation, Grace Connect Chapel, and I would like for you to be aware of this, and you can ask questions. We are a part of a community of churches called Rosedale Network of Churches. We are a self-governing congregation. I just want you to understand that the decisions we make here are recognized. We have bylaws, and we'll be reviewing that down the road. We may need some legal assistance to tweak them and know how to work with our team so that we can be able to be effective. But also for the point of accountability, just for your information, a pastor, you cannot be a pastor unless you are sent. So when I came to America in the year 2009, I could not come with my ordination from Kenya, and I actually received my ordination through the Rosedale Network of Churches in the year 2010. So for the last 15, close to 16 years now, I've been a minister in that community. I have participated in and taught in their Bible school. I was teaching in the pastors' conference last year. And actually, just for your information, they were very instrumental when we began. It did not come in the report of finance this time, but when we began, because we were just praying with a few families, they gave us a seed of $10,000. Can we clap to the Lord for that? And with that money is what we were able to start paying rent. We were able to pay a deposit and be able to. You should have seen us when we were coming to sign the contract. We were very confident because we knew we had money even before we started. And that money was used effectively. It was, we did not pay the whole amount to Concordia because we also wanted to know how we will relate with them. But at least before we were able to raise monthly allowances, we thank God that we went together with, so we were, and the reason I share that is so that you can know that that community has supported us a lot. There are probably about 105 churches in America with the Rosedale network of churches, and together with Grace Connect Chapel.org, we have our doctrinal statement. So I'll let you, if you want to read more about that, you can read. Part of the community's belief is basically what I've taught you today, but there's also a connection with a Mennonite community that believes in Jesus, proclaims the gospel, and they do a lot of mission work. Even as I go to Kenya this week, part of the work that I do, I work with people from that community. So I wanted you to know that those are our friends. You saw John Showwater, who preached last year when we had a celebration here. He's one of the leaders who has been working with us. And so we are an independent congregation, but for me as a pastor, I need to be accountable. The reason I say this, and I say this respectfully, so that in case I'm committed to that community, in case you see something that Pastor Tim is following the standard of the Bible, you can talk to the elders here in the church, and you can also write to that community to whom I hold my ordination. I find that important, so that you know we are not just flying solo here. I find that as a good and important place for accountability. Because when you operate as a pastor without accountability, then you just make holela decisions on your own, and there is no one to put you to task for accountability. And then lastly, what is our vision? On a general scale, I want to remind you that our vision is to bring people to the Lord. There is nothing that I am happy with than to see people coming to know Jesus, and I would like to encourage that. We also are building discipleship bands. The women ministry, I would like to encourage the ladies, and hopefully actually I'm giving all the groups, at least the next 2 months, I would like to hear the program. The ladies, women ministry, I've also tapped some shoulders with some men about a ministry to the men. We are a part of a men ministry here in another forum, but we also would like to grow a men ministry in the church. That is not necessarily going to go against that setup, but as a church, we need to have a place where, as men, we can meet. Maybe we say we're going to go and have some coffee with our brother Fred next Friday, and just sit as men on a fire, around a fire, and talk some men stuff, and the ladies to do the same as well. We also have a youth ministry that is thriving, and I thank God for that, because even though it may not be active right now, we have had opportunities. We did have a retreat one time, and we would also, actually, we are having a set trip to the Enchanted Rock in fact to be back soon. I want to thank God for the children ministry, but I would still encourage, as we look for people, we are looking for people who can help in teaching, and not just because we have some 2 people now who are at least consistent in that, and I want to thank our brother Fred, but Fred needs to help us, so that when he's not there, or sometimes when he also may want to come and sit down and listen to the word, we can have another teacher to do that. And we would also like, and I'm challenging Israel and Anne, we would also want to see a vibrant worship team. Please, we want to encourage those of you who are coming, keep coming forward. Don't always come and sit behind them. We want to see more people engage. So if you have a gift and you feel like you can also participate in that, you know, there is just some few questions about what you need to know about praise and worship before you join the team, and it is something we can pray and talk with you. Please feel free to volunteer yourself. We also appreciate the technical staff. Let's appreciate Ian for his technical support. Him and Wafula have been there, and when Wafula went, Ian now is technically our technical manager here. He runs everything and does it very well. I know he doesn't feel like that, but brother, you do it, and we are very grateful to God for that. Amen. Yeah. And then long term, and that is where I'm going to answer our Fred answer. We want to have a place that Grace Connect Chapel can call home. Actually, the vision I have, by the grace of God, I am trusting God that God will give us a community center where we have facility for all the above offices, that our youth can have a room, our children can have a space. We know we are using the veranda, but we would like a place that we can call home. And we would like to move together in that. So I would like to ask you, what can you do to make this happen? I want us to, of course, the first thing, as we say, we're going to start praying intensely about it. As we pray about it also, I also appreciate when you know the vision. I want to thank God for one dear brother who was driving somewhere and he said, I saw a small piece of land somewhere in a small town. I wonder whether it's on sale. You know, I love that kind of thing. Keep your eyes open because I'm not the only one. Like now I actually did see a property being on sale near where I live yesterday and I stopped at the place where it is a small one, was going for $800,000. And I said to myself, let's continue praying. Because first of all, even the little place, you cannot even occupy it. And then they're asking for, it's in a very prime area, but I just want us to keep our eyes open. I had actually seen, just for your information, I had actually seen another piece of land in Leander for about 460,000 for 4 acres. So I keep an eye. And so I would like, when that committee comes in, we are going to be there. But I'm saying, as we pray, I like the teaching of Jesus. Watch and pray. So you pray and you watch. If you see something, please let's have that information. I would encourage us to own this vision. I want you to know, we are not building this place for an entity, for our names. We want to build a work for God. So own the vision. I love the ownership of the vision, and I feel like we are part of it in a good way, and I'm very grateful. But I also want to thank God for the steps we have done. We have started live streaming. We still have a few little techie issues, but so far we have live streamed for the last 3 Sundays, and even now we are doing Zoom as we do this meeting. And by the way, this Zoom link, just for clarity, it is owned by the church. So if you have any church meeting, you are welcome to get that for any, not just for you to hang out with your friends and just start talking. Which is still maybe a therapy of some sort. But if you have any church program, you feel like, I wish we could meet together. It is not, it is something we can give you access to, but of course we want to make sure it is used for the right purpose. But the church has an official Zoom link, which is paid up for a whole year, and we can use it anytime for Bible, and it can host, I think, 100 people. It can host 100 people, and you can unlimited hours. So we have that available. And so we'll leave that at that point. I know there are many other things I would say, but personally, I'm very grateful. I wanted to specifically thank my dear brothers, Charles and our brother Frank, for just the amazing partnership they've had. I also want to thank all of you for being, I don't want to start mentioning names, but I thank all of you because you cannot be a pastor without a flock, So it is you who actually make this office meaningful. And last but not least, I thank this Queen of the Kudu Shire. Her name is Anne. She has been an amazing helper to me in many ways, and she is an encouragement. So I don't want to go into a lot of details, but I appreciate you all. And before I sit down, I don't know whether there is any question. I know the pizza is ready, and I'm also hungry. Yeah. Any question? Any comment? And it can be a question or a comment. Yes, Molly.
Okay. I guess I talk too much, but anyway, that's okay. Anyway, the biggest thing actually to me, when we talk about membership,
yes,
that's important to me.
Yes.
And I don't know why you're waiting to do it later on, because I've been coming here with my family. Okay. But
that's a good challenge.
Yeah, so
well.
If you ask me, am I a member or no, I don't know. Yeah. because you haven't followed that step.
Okay.
And I don't see the reason why
I
you're
appreciate
pushing down the line.
I like that challenge. Let's appreciate that. You can be sure by next Sunday we will have the membership forms here. We'll have the membership forms. We would like you to, okay, I want to say just 2 quick things. The one thing we would like you to understand, we would want to encourage you to understand what we believe, because it's also important for you to understand what we believe. And we will include that. There is also a link, since all of us are now taking, you can go to our website, see what we believe, acknowledge that you believe in that, and sign that I believe in this, and then we will, and I appreciate that, Fred. That is actually not a question, it is an affirmation. Yes,
Yes, is there a reason why you are waiting to do it?
down the line. No, we said we have now rescheduled. It's gonna be, no, I think, well, why don't you help me there? I like that. I think Pastor has been just being careful sometimes, so that everything gets to the right. Like this meeting was overdue,
Yes.
but it's something that, because a business meeting, sometimes you want to be sure that people understand why you're doing some of these things. They are not done every other place. And sometimes when you're asking people for membership, people feel like, why are you asking me to join? I mean, what is it, a club or something like that? But coming from you is even better. That, I mean, because remember, I remember we have talked about this, that we want to make, if you call this home, and I've said that a few times, if you call this home, then carry the vision. And you see, you call it home. And just by coming here, sometimes we were asking ourselves with Pastor, after how long can we call somebody that they identify with this place? If they come once or twice, or if they come once, twice, then they go for about 3, 4, 5 months and come back again. Will that person call this home? But you see, if that person signs something like what you're asking us to do, then we can be able to say that person belongs here. Because all of us started by visiting. We all start by visiting. I keep giving this example, in our Kikuyu culture in the village. A woman doesn't get married the first time they visit, but they would visit, go home, disappear, like that, like the village. It's not a Christian way, but they are Christian way. So they would visit and go. Then one time, the only way you know that they are staying is when the boy tells the mother, we are two. Then you know, oh, that means they are married, he's married. Because they came and stayed. So there are people who come and visit and go. But you can't start telling them, saying they belong. But if they come and stay, then they belong. So I think, long story short, we will do that in the course of the week. We will talk and establish that kind of membership form. So like next Sunday and going forward, I know Sunday the pastor will not be here, but we'll be here. We will have that. If possible, we can even put a QR code where you can scan and see the doctrinal beliefs and everything, so that you don't have to be sent to a website. Scan that, see the doctrinal statement, see what you believe in. If you accept that I identify with this, because again, you don't want to join what pastor has said, what affiliations we have. Is very important so that you know why he is doing what he's doing. Because even before I even agree to work with him, I have to know what kind of system of belief he has, those kind of things. So those are very good points, and we will do it. We'll do it. But there was nothing that was holding us. I think it was just Pastor being careful that he doesn't send the wrong vibes about.
And I appreciate, those are amazing, and those questions are.
They're very, very correct, yeah. Any other statement, question? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to give a gentle reminder that when you guys are recording, that you want to stay in the frame so that the experience for the folks on Zoom is good. Just
I think that was a Zoom one. Oh, this is a Zoom? Which one is it?
I don't know, but I just want to say for people who are calling in.
True. I think that was a Zoom one. This, thank you. Yeah, I was trying. The engagement. Yeah, I like that. I like this.
That's a good one.
Thank you so much. I think we are done.
And maybe before we finish, I also would like to say, part of my life, and you're gonna see that every year, once or twice, I do mission work to Kenya. I am involved in a ministry that I've done for the last 15 years, Drilling for Life. So tomorrow, this week on Thursday, I'll be flying to Kenya. And I'll be 4 weeks, I'll be in Turkana County. And then another week will be in Narok. In Turkana, we'll be doing some conference with the pastors. We'll be giving out food. We will be dedicating a borehole in Narok. And this time round, I'll bring a report. So I would appreciate some prayers. I also thank God for the support from the treasury for those kind of events when I travel. And down the road, by the way, just for clarity, Any one of you who may be interested to do a mission trip with me, I know 2 or 3 people have asked me, it would be nice. I don't want to take like half the church away with me, no. But if you plan, I do that every year. If you have some interest, we'll still make you go visit your people in Kenya, but we would like for you, first of all, to go with me, go to the mission field. It is a very nice thing for us. So keep me in your prayers, and thank you so much. I'll be gone for 2 Sundays. That is what I try not to go beyond, and then we'll be back in that Sunday. And that week, Mwalimu will be preaching, and the other week, our sister Rose, Mama Collins, will be preaching. And so we have already lined up that. And Mwalimu will also preach that Sunday because of Serena Khan.
Yeah, Pastor, and we got it.
All right, thank you so much. I just wanted to inform that. Yeah.
You said 4 weeks into Ghana. I thought it was 4 days.
I said 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
4 weeks.
4 days. So.
Yeah, I need to clarify that because it's not good for 4 weeks.
I'm going to kind of 4 weeks is tough.
All right, so I'm going to ask that we pray. Give thanks to the Lord for that. Thank you, young ones, for being patient with pizzas. They are there. I know they are. So, Brother Fred, I want to ask you to close for us with a word of prayer, and also give thanks for that for what we're sharing. And again, thank you so much. I hope you have gained something, you have learned more. Let's meet on Sunday and continue doing what God is leading us to do. Thank you.
Let us pray. Lord, thank you for this day. And thank you for the meeting we've had, oh Lord. Thank you for your servants, oh Lord. The fellows who are guiding us, leading us through this path, oh Lord. The path that you determined, not us, oh Lord. Lord, be with us the rest of the day. We get to protect this food, oh Lord, so that you be with us, blessed and sure, Lord. That's in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Thank you so much. We are done. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So have
Yeah, we'll just get up and grab a pizza and a cup of tea. We have tea, we have sodas. Please feel free.
Thank you, Kevin, for.
Was it on Zoom?
Thank you for everything. Thank you for the 10 guys.
This was YouTube.
Oh, was it on?